The end of the school year is almost here, so today I'm going to share with you 5 things that I do every year to wrap up our school year. Number 1, declutter. We have some shelves that my husband made where everybody's materials go. We always make sure we go through all of those, clean out any books, and the books get sorted into we'll use again or will not use again piles, and then we clean out all the papers, scraps, things that kind of get shoved back in the back or underneath the pile and forgotten. So that is something that we do, and it's a real, everybody does it. It's a real joyful event. Because we all feel good, like getting rid of all those things. Books that, papers, of course, will get recycled and all that. Ideally, the books that I get set aside, I go ahead and price and list them if they're ones that I'm not going to need again. Realistically, that doesn't always happen, but ideally, it will. Number 2 is a good, and with the decluttering, we also do things like, someone will go through the marker box and test all the markers and throw out any that don't work. Pencils will go through if there's any that are real stubs. We clean that kind of stuff out. Mostly it's about books and papers, but we also hit those supplies. Number 2, a good cleanup. That means, besides that, the decluttering, we move all the desks, I vacuum all around the wall, get the little hose attachment and make sure all of that is done. Everything gets wiped down, desks, lamps, all of that gets cleaned up. Windows get cleaned, shelves get dusted. I try to leave our schoolroom in kind of pristine condition. That way, whenever I'm working in here in the summer, there's less mess, and then when it's time to start our school year, things are kind of ready for me to put in our new supplies. Number 3, evaluate. I have shared this resource for the past couple years. I have a printable that I will link down below, and it's over. I have it over on my blog, and I love it because it asks. It's for the kids. Like, yes, I want to evaluate, and I go through and do the same evaluation, but I'm also asking the kids, what did you enjoy this year? What movies did you like? What books did you like? What did you not like? Also questions like, favorite memories, those type of things. That information is critical for me to plan our next school year. If I ask my kids these questions, sometimes I get good answers, sometimes I get the answers that they think I want, but when I give it to them on paper, it changes, and they give me really honest answers. And then every year when we do this, I tell them, please tell me the absolute truth, because if you don't, well, I'm using this information to plan for next year. So if you don't enjoy something, don't tell me that you do, because you may see it again next year. And it's just a great way to give them some control and input, and for me to learn what they really think. And it's just fun to look back on. I enjoy, personally, going back through them and looking at what the kids have to say. Number 4, from those evaluations and from my own thoughts, I start making notes about what things I might want to think about for next year. Did they give me feedback on something that, maybe a change that we made this year that was a good change? I write it down. Maybe a change that I put in that was not a good idea, I write that down. If looking through the list of things, of like books or movies that they enjoyed, maybe that spurs an idea of something that we can do next year, so I mark those down. Writing it all down while it's still fresh in my brain helps me so that when later in the summer, when I do sit down to start those planning details, I have all of that. I've already evaluated, I've already gone over their evaluations and synthesized it and figured out what I need to think about for next year. Number 5, celebrate. We always do a special dinner, we like to go out to some kind of a field trip. Last year we went to a 3D IMAX movie that was really good about the national parks. We do something like that. We always make ice cream sundaes. I have a video from a couple years ago where I talked about different ways you might want to celebrate, so I will link that. So when we plan our, when I first started, I tried to think about ideas that would be portable and not tied to a location, since we're military and we move around, so I wanted to keep things kind of broad. Oh, the other thing we do is go to the bookstore and buy a book or two for each kid for summer reading. The bonus one for next year will be wrap-up grades and course descriptions. Since I will have a high schooler, that will be something that I need to make sure I keep up on throughout the year, but also, for sure at the end of each school year. If you do something to celebrate the end of your school year, I'd love to know what you do. So please be sure to leave me a comment on that down below. If you'd like my entire year's end homeschool evaluation pack with sheets to evaluate your year, my cleaning checklist, and more, visit the page linked below and subscribe to my newsletter. After you subscribe, you'll be able to download the pack from the confirmation screen. If you'd rather just get the questionnaire for your kids to answer, the one I've shared in the past, the link to that blog post will be below as well. Thanks for watching.